Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Alan, this is Project Elevate, and today I want to talk about game modes, specifically game modes that we can play online, and what's some things that we could, probably not going to be able to make any of these changes this year, but for future NBA2Ks, this is what we need, man. This is the one area of the game where I think it is getting stale for some people, and we need some changes to shake it up big time for next year. So let's dive into it right now. Alright, so let's start with 5-on-5 modes, and right now we have the draft mode, we have unlimited, we have limited, we have play with friends. Alright, for the unlimited mode, there's a couple things that can be done here, and the tier system is hit or miss with some people, and the biggest reason why it's a miss is because there's so much grinding for very little rewards. So we can kind of keep it similar, but this is what I'd like to see to kind of make it better. And I talked about some changes in a prior video at the end of 2K21, so go check out that video. It'll be linked down or popping up in the corner right about now. But here are some things that can make this a lot better. Okay, so for one thing, let's start with matchmaking. That I think is the key. And if you're gonna have a tier system, I think that you need to match with players in your same tier, one tier above or one tier below, with matching 2 tiers below if you're in the opal tier. So for example, the opal tier can match up with anybody in the opal tier, pink diamond tier, or diamond tier. And on the secondary factor, just comparable teams, if at all possible, match up with teams. As it is now, it's just skill-based matchmaking, and it seems like team overall doesn't really factor in. You can match up with all kinds of weird different teams, and what I'd like to see is that the difference be the skill of the players and not like who has the most juice teams. So when you have skill-based matchmaking, you have 2 players of comparable skills supposedly, and just whoever has the most juice team is typically going to win the game. Whereas if you have teams that are kind of relatively matched, then the player that's most skilled is going to win the game, and that kind of makes more sense to me. And obviously you're going to have more skill if you get up through the tiers quicker, so you're going to be matching up with better players as you get up to the higher tiers anyway. So you're going to have some of that sweat, but your team's not going to be such a big factor. Alright, and as far as rewards for unlimited, at the bare minimum, just get rid of relegation, so you don't have to reset the board. If you get up to the pink diamond or opal tier and you take a loss or 2 early on, just let us be able to reset the board and just give us some prizes on the way up, kind of like it was in the old 12-0 system. That's probably the simplest way. Another kind of different approach would be to have an ascension board for each tier as you go up, with scaling prizes going up, and just give you more picks, the less losses you take. So for example, if you need 5 wins to advance and you get it in the first 5 wins, then you get more picks, and if it takes you 12 games to get those 5 wins. So basically you start losing picks the more games you get into the series. Something like that would be kind of cool, I think. Either way, just give us some more rewards along the way, and more rewards for not making it all the way, especially at the very end. Give us at least something, give us some tokens, do something to to reward us on the way up on that giant grind that is unlimited. Or let me know in the comments what some of your ideas are. Maybe you guys have something creative out there you want to contribute. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, and then another big thing is, once you get past the opal tier, we need to have a dark matter tier, and this is super sweat mode, guys. The whole dynamic of when you get past opal tier to dark matter tier changes drastic. So basically, in the dark matter tier, you have a series of 12 games, and basically you have an ascension board type reward at the end of your series, depending on how many wins you get in that opal tier, or that dark matter tier, excuse me. You're gonna have more picks, and here you're gonna have some really juiced rewards. You can have diamond contracts, larger MT, like 1,000, 2,500, even 5,000 MT slots. A chance at the second highest tier. So for example, currently it would be a diamond tier, since pink diamonds are the highest tiers available in packs. Prior premium packs and all kinds of other stuff like that. So juice those rewards on the ascension board. This is on the top levels, and kind of let people play that mode on repeat and just kind of stack up big prizes for getting into that Champions League, and they can all just match up against each other. Okay, another big thing that I'd like to change is at the very end of the season, maybe like the last weekend of the season, there needs to be some type of event that kind of rewards where you ended up in the season as far as your tier. So what I'd like to see is, if you're like in the dark matter tier, you get eligibility. You can sign up for a single player tournament with all the other people that made it into dark matter tier for some really big prizes. They could, do some cash prizes, VC, HOF option packs, player option packs that are juiced to the meta or something like that. And then give other players that finish in the money, so to speak, after like their second win or third win or however, depending how big the tournament is, give them some, scaling prizes for just, making it up there. Reward those guys for doing their thing. Now for the diamond tier, the pink diamond tier, and the opal tier, what I'd like to see is like a weekend leaderboard event, similar to what they had in like those old 2K card games, where you just like play as much as you want to play, and then you just kind of like level up as you get more wins. And when you end up with the most wins, you're ranked 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 20 through 50, etc. And then you just get scaling prizes based on wherever you end up on those boards. So it's kind of a cool way to just play the game, play as much as you want, get rewarded with some prizes, some special cards, or something cool to just kind of end the season that way. And you can do the same thing for Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, and Amethyst tier. So group those together with just smaller prizes. At the end of each season, let some have something like that. Okay, and obviously if you don't even make it to the Emerald tier, then you don't get to play. You don't get to play in the events. You can do other stuff, finish grinding for XP or do whatever you want. But as far as competitive 5-on-5 stuff, that's what I'd like to see. All right, so let's move on to the casual mode. We don't have a casual mode in the game, really. Draft mode, kind of. Limited, kind of. So what I'd like to see is just a very casual mode. And I talked about this in my prior video. Again, I'm going to cover it here again. What I'd like to see is this being like team tier based. So you're going to have like a team tier instead of an overall, a team tier, Emerald through dark matter, whatever, as we get further on in the year. And this is not overall based, it's kind of tier restriction based. So for example, as you can see on the screen, like a diamond tier team would have like 1 pink diamond, up to 2 diamonds, up to 3 amethysts, up to 4 rubies, and up to 3 sapphires or below. And that way you have more balanced teams, and you're just kind of going into a casual environment with similar structures, not super juiced teams, not super cheesy teams, match up comparably. And then as a reward system for this, you could have like a limited style reward system where you get to choose, middle, left, or right for every win. And you can have like small useful rewards in this, nothing too crazy because this is meant to be like a casual mode. You can have, stuff like league packs, deluxe and standard, consumable packs out of 5, with 5 cards. You can get like some contracts or injury cards or whatever, stuff like that. Some MT bonuses, maybe up to like 1,000 MT, nothing too crazy. Just something to, low tier player packs or some stuff like that they do unlimited. And then for like a loss, you could just get like a random consumable pack, something like that, like 3 cards for a loss or something like that. Just something to just give you a little something, but nothing too juicy. Limited, I kind of like. I mean, if you guys watch me on stream, limited is probably one of my favorite modes. For some reason, I play much better in limited with more kind of balanced teams, so to speak. You can keep that system kind of the way it is. I'm okay with that. I know some people don't care for it, but I like it, so we're going to keep it the same. All right, so as far as the draft mode, the draft is pretty good. Most people enjoy it. Biggest complaint is that 1, you can't get enough tickets, or 2, that you can't see all the cards. So I like it how it is. Let's just, you can either just let us see the cards that we didn't choose after we locked in our picks. That way we kind of like, oh man, we missed out on like that player or whatever, just to see where it was. Or even better yet, give us a blind trade option. So let us, flip over 3 cards. We lock 1 in, and then we can decide to just blindly pick one of the cards we didn't flip over, sight unseen, and then we have to lock that player in and discard the other player that we didn't. So let us choose 1, lock it in, the other one, it's a blind trade. You can get something better, you can get something worse, and you're stuck with that player. It'd be kind of fun just for, especially for content creators, guys that stream, just to, get the chat involved. Hey, do we choose, do we stick, do we risk it? And then get that little excitement factor of, oh man, like we're stuck with this gold player or whatever. I think that would be pretty cool. And as far as draft tickets goes, a couple ideas, man. One is let there be like 1 or 2 draft tickets hidden on the top board. That way you have a chance to get a draft ticket from your board, 1 or 2 draft tickets, and then you can play again. You can keep playing. It extends the life of the mode a little bit more. 2, just give us 1 draft ticket locker code per week. Give us a chance at getting one, and then give us 1 agenda group per week, as they've been doing. So that way you have a couple of chances to keep the mode going. If you have to nerf some of the rewards by giving us more and more chances, I'm kind of cool with that balance. That's kind of a fluctuating balance they're gonna have to figure out. But definitely, the more tickets we have, the more players are playing, the longer the life of the mode. So at the end of the day, that's what we all want. All right, and the last mode, before I called it the Wild Wild West mode, this video I'm gonna call it the Go Ham mode. And basically, this is just a very super casual mode, no holds barred. So no contract costs, no position locks. Matchmaking is just loosely based on overall, but it could be like a wide range here. This is just the crazy mode. And then the reward is just a giant virtual block of cheese signed by Ronnie2k himself. No rewards, just go ham, man. Just be able to do whatever you want. That way you have your ham and your cheese and you're good to go, man. And that way people can just go crazy, try out new cards, do fun things, put up crazy lineups, whatever you want. And then you can kind of go in there at your own risk. The thought being, similar to like the Purge, let people have a mode where they can do all the cheese, all the crazy stuff that they want to do. And hopefully that leaks out of, the more casual modes, the casual friendly modes, and, the more competitive modes. So what I really like is I'd like places for, real competitive minded people to go play and sweat it out. I'd like a place for more casual, just kind of, I just want to play a couple games online. I don't want to do anything crazy. I want them to have a place, and I want to have all the cheeseheads to, have a place to go have fun, be crazy, put Spud Webb at the center position and dunk on, Shaquille O'Neal or whatever. Do your thing, guys. Okay, as far as the 3v3 modes, right now we have Triple Threat Online, the 100, which for the most part, most people dislike. I get that there's a small addiction factor going on, I gotta lock up, I gotta tighten up, but pretty much TTO should be a more casual mode, I think. The way TTO was before was fine. It's pretty much that simple. Just bring that back and we're good to go. And Triple Threat offline is it's fine as it is. Maybe you could add a topper to the reward card or something like that, or increase chances as you more wins accumulate without you getting the card. There's got to be ways to alter the algorithms a little bit so people don't play 300, 400 games and never have a chance at the vault. And then meanwhile, I'm at a little over 200 wins. I have an extra Ron Boone, I have an extra Louis Dampier. That's obviously, a topper would be nice for that, or increase odds or whatever. Okay, and then as far as just friendlies go, they did some good stuff, adding Triple Threat into the mix here. And pretty much you can keep that the same, unlimited. I know some of the comp guys want, more competitive slider sets and stuff like that. Maybe 2K can, reach out to some of the more comp guys and figure out what they really want as far as a comp setting mode for this. A lot of tournaments and things like that, happen on these friendlies, obviously. So cater to them a little bit. Let us have our casual modes if we want with our friends, etc., etc. The more flexibility in here, the better, obviously. Triple Threat, same deal with that. Triple Threat's a casual mode anyway, so it's fine as it is. What I'd like to see added here is a team up mode, where you could use any card in your collection, link up with a bunch of friends, and just play, everybody controlling a player or whatever, 5-on-5. That would be really cool. I know a lot of people have been asking that for a long time. So that would just kind of round out the modes and give us a ton more to do. So let me know what you guys think of all these. Let me know if I missed anything that you guys would really like to see. So go ahead and drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. My name is Alan. This is Project Elevate. Till next time, elevate your grind, your game, yourselves, and each other. Peace.